Ever started a job and then wondered what on earth you've begun? Dogs, have you ever started a job? I doubt it. Oh my goodness me. I decided to have a change around in my room and to change the altar and change furniture that I use for it. So I dismantled everything and I am now in a state. So today's task is to sort this room out and to try and rebuild an altar ready for midsummer. That's the other side of my bedroom. That's my writing space normally. That's where my dogs sleep at the end of my bed. I can't even do you a big shot round the room because I'm too ashamed. It's just horrific. There's even bits of wood piled up while I was trying to get the furniture to work, and I needed some extra bits of wood to make it work. But this is the challenge of today, to sort my bedroom, to sort the furniture and to rebuild my altar and to get rid of this mess that I have created. Oh my goodness me. Okay, let's get going. Okay, now the two pieces of furniture in that I'm using as the base for this altar were both given to me free. We've got this top piece here. A friend of mine, she was moving house and she needed some help, so I offered to do the tip runs for her with my car. So anything she was chucking out and the new buyers didn't want and she couldn't take with her, she wanted to go to the tip. So I did the tip runs, and this was something she was throwing out. It just, I think she'd had it outside, and I asked if I could keep a few pieces and she said yes. So I kept this and it's just worked really lovely as the top part of the altar. And this bottom piece as well was given to me. Gosh, I hope you can hear over the traffic. I've got my bedroom window open. It's a bit gnawed by a dog, not my dogs, but he was throwing it out and on his way to the tip with it because the dog had chewed it. And he knows I like messing around and upcycling furniture, and just messaged me first and said, would you like this? So it has been used downstairs in my art studio till yesterday, and I was using it as a chair to sit on. And you can see it's got some of my artwork still in the drawer, so stuff that I haven't framed yet but I want to keep safe. I will be framing that artwork and moving it, so that's not going to stay in there. But this is the new piece on the altar because this piece before, if you look back at pictures of the Beltane altar, were balanced on two bedside cabinets. There's one I've just wedged in there. It's backwards at the minute because the room's a mess, but hey ho. And these are higher than this. And the problem that I had with the Beltane altar is everything's up high. So if I want to sit and meditate, and I like all my candles, they're all lit up here and I'm sitting down on the floor. And I wanted something lower, but it can't be permanently low because the dogs sleep in here as well. And if I put crystals low and candles low, they'd all get chewed. But I wanted a space on the altar where if I'm meditating, I can bring stuff to a lower surface to set up if I'm doing spell work. And if you have a look, this unit here, it's quite wide. It's got like a good depth to it, much more than these bedside cabinets. So I am going to pull it a bit further away from the wall. And for my old kitchen, I have these old shelves that I just saved in case I needed any wood, and I'm going to try and put those at the back to bridge the gap so I can pull this forward and have like a spell meditation place for candles here at the front. Did that make sense? That was a bit of a waffle, wasn't it? But anyway, that's the plan. So I am going to have a go at putting some wood in to make this not tip backwards, otherwise it's just going to tip down the hole. Okay, let's give that a go now. So there is the base set up. So I've put the 2 white shelves there and just covered them with a bit of tapestry material just to make that edge not stand out. And I've positioned it so that it's all relatively central. I've gone with the same yellow cloth that I had on the Beltane altar because it's nice and sunny for midsummer. And yeah, so that's the base done. So I've been scrambling around in the loft, trying to find lots of different bits and pieces. And this, oh my gosh, this is 30 years old now. This is a boxed crochet sculpture that I did based on the sun and astrological charts, and it's just been stored away. I've got a loft full of artwork that's sentimental, but it all can't all go out, and I just liked that as a central piece for the midsummer altar with a reference to the sun. So I've taken the mirror off that was on the Beltane altar, and we have a sun art piece instead. And this candle is representative of the god and the sun. I found that candlestick in a charity shop, and it just epitomised the sun for me, so that's gone on there. So we've got the start of that corner with these to represent the sun's rays, and my beautiful tree sculpture over there. So if I pan back a bit now, it's beginning to take some shape. So I found some more artwork up in the loft. This was the piece I've been searching for ages. I was so pleased to find it. So I used to do loads of crochet sculpture and textiles and painting with this glue work on, based on astrological charts, tantric charts, and the idea of time and the wheel of life. And I just thought, because it's midsummer and we've got the idea of time passing, these would all look really nice and be appropriate on a midsummer altar. So yeah, these have gone on. It's later in the day now. As you can see the reflection of my bedroom light in the art piece. And if I pan back, it's, without falling over my meditation bean bag, it is coming together. Well, it's done really. I'll take you through some of the things on here. So there's the 2 candles representing the sun and the moon in union, with the sun rays around the bottom for Litha. Throughout the altar there's fairies everywhere, and you can see them all, and this is because it's a time of year that the fairies go on their march. any excuse to get fairies out over everything is just fantastic. I love her. There's amethyst on the altar, and there are Russian dolls with suns on. The candles aren't fixed in yet, but I've got some yellow and green candles. I love this bizarre fairy in the corner. I think if I was a fairy I might look like that. And then there's the goddess corner with found feathers that are gifts from the Morrigan and from Bridget, whom the two deities that I work with. Bridget at the moment has taken over from the Morrigan, which is why there is a swan there. There are sunflowers because Litha is a festival all about the sun and the abundance of summer as we head towards the darker part of the year. And up here, this is a festival parasol, so it reminds me very much of summer, but it felt like a extra sun over the top of it all. So it is very fairy inspired, sun inspired. It's nice to put some of my artwork on there as well. There are suns on each of these candle holders. And if we go down, this spells out Blessed Litha. And this works so much better. This is exactly what I was after. Oh, I'm going to have to move that bean bag. I'm going to fall over in a minute. And you can see here now I've got an extra area that I can bring candles down onto for when I do spell work or meditation or down here on the floor. I've got my cleansing bell because sometimes when I do a full cleanse, I don't like smoke everywhere upstairs with my 3 kids. So I use sound, which we love, and my lad helps me cleanse with the sound. And there's the tree for Mother Earth. So yeah, I am really pleased with that. Now just to do a final clean of the rest of the room, because I did wreck it earlier, as you saw. A final look round this room because it was wrecked at the start of this video, and I've spent a bit of time tidying it up. It's nice to get it organised again. So this mirror was on the Beltane altar. The B isn't for Beltane, the B stands for my dad's name, who I lost over a decade ago now. He was called Billy. So that was the lid from his little saving box. It was his Billy box. So I keep that next to my bed, just as a reminder that I do come from kindness. I've got my dog collection up on the bed. That's where my 2 dogs sleep, although they do jump on the bed as soon as I've fallen asleep. And while I was up in the loft, I got out of the loft some of my artwork, which is in storage up there, and I thought, well, let's put some artwork out. So all of these pieces, including this one here, are my all of my pieces, and they're all sewn and drawn. My writing space looks like a writing space once more, which is wonderful. It's all organised again. I've got all my vintage toys out and little memorabilia that I've been collecting. My Moomins and my La Loopsy, my little octopus. And this is a piece called Finding Tilly, which I'll never sell. And if I just give you a little look at what I've put on the wall this side. It's just nice to get them out on display rather than having them all in the loft. It's nice to get them out and enjoy them. And to celebrate all the joy in life that I have, and my art is my joy, and Litha is about joy in life. It is about celebrating all that's good, the bounty, the creativity. It's about fertility, and I think art and creative ideas and following your passion is all part of that, and all part of Litha and the sun and the flowers and the fresh produce and the fire energy of creativity. I am a Sagittarius, so I am a fire sign, and I do resonate with the wands in tarot and that creative energy and that creative drive all the time. So I finally feel like I've got this organised again, and I am really pleased. I love the fact now that I've got a lower down space here that I can do spell work and meditation on. I love all the fairies out, and it's made me want to research working with the Fae more. The Fae have always been a huge part of my life and my children's life. So I think I might research some books and get back to you on that if, when I've read some. So it's just really lovely having that imagery out and that energy. It's been nice discovering some old artwork that was in storage to use on the altar. So I think that might be something I look into doing more of. And I hope this has inspired you to create a sacred space for yourself, whatever that may be and however much space you've got. Just something to connect with the passage of time and the wheel of the year turning, and to indulge in your creativity and your gratitude for what we have around us. The sun is such a protective, giving force. It just seems wonderful to take time out to stop and be grateful for it, which is what I feel I've done with this altar. And I'm going to continue to do with my tarot decks and do a study of the sun card as well. So hopefully there'll be more videos showing that as well. So there we are, guys. The Litha altar all finished in a tidy room, which is a joy to have, with artwork and a celebration of everything that I love in my sacred space. I hope you enjoyed watching. I'm going to do one little bit of videoing later on tonight when the sun goes down with all the candles lit, for you to see it. But I hope you've enjoyed watching the process and listening to me waffle on, and thank you very much for joining. Happy Litha, everybody.